Have you ever felt a deep sense of loneliness, like no one truly understands you, like you are unwanted? According to Sigmund Freud, loneliness is not just a physical state, but the most profound form of emotional poverty. In this video, we will explore the psychological dynamics behind loneliness and how we can cope with these feelings. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. If you find this content valuable, don't forget to like and leave a comment. Now let's take a closer look at Freud's thoughts on loneliness. Freud believed that human nature finds meaning through relationships. Yet sometimes, even in a crowded room, we can feel utterly alone. Why is that? Because loneliness is not just about being alone, it's an internal experience. Our sense of belonging develops through the bonds we form in childhood. If these bonds were weak or traumatic, a person may struggle with deep feelings of loneliness later in life. According to Freud's theories, our subconscious constantly pulls us back to our past emotional experiences. If we've felt unloved or neglected before, we may see ourselves as unworthy or unwanted in the present. This makes it difficult to form deep connections and reinforces the feeling of isolation. Another key concept is defense mechanisms. To protect ourselves from rejection, we might isolate ourselves. Thoughts like, "No one understands me anyway," or "If I get close, I'll only get hurt again," can consciously or unconsciously push us deeper into loneliness. At this point, we need to ask ourselves, are we choosing loneliness, or is it a result of our subconscious fears? Freud argued that unless people confront their hidden desires and fears, they will continue living under the shadow of past traumas. So, how can we transform loneliness? First, we can view it as an opportunity for self-discovery. Ask yourself, who am I when I'm alone? If loneliness feels like emptiness, perhaps it's time to learn how to fill that space with yourself. Freud also suggested that instead of suppressing our emotions, we should seek to understand them. If we feel unwanted, we should examine where that feeling comes from. Is it truly a reflection of how others see us, or is it a remnant of childhood experiences? More often than not, the feeling of loneliness is not about the present, but about past belief systems that still influence us. We can also use Freud's free association technique to dive into our subconscious. Keeping a journal, exploring our inner thoughts, or even seeking therapy can help us uncover the root causes of these emotions. Remember, loneliness is not a punishment. It can be a gateway to deeper self-awareness. Finally, linking Freud's ideas to individuation, loneliness can be an opportunity to develop a stronger sense of self-worth. Instead of relying on external validation, learning to appreciate and value ourselves can help us overcome this emotional poverty. In the end, loneliness is sometimes inevitable, but how we handle it is entirely up to us. As Freud said, loneliness and the feeling of being unwanted is the most terrible poverty. But perhaps the way out of this poverty is to first accept and embrace ourselves. If you have thoughts on this topic, share them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more psychology content. See you in the next video.